Hi everybody, this is Angel Arts, and today I am super excited to once again announce auditions for my next upcoming tabletop campaign that I will be posting on my YouTube channel. For those of you who may not be super familiar with my channel, I'm a huge lover of RPGs, whether it's in video games or whether it's in tabletop gaming, so much so that I started posting some of my campaigns on my YouTube channel. And so for the 7th time in a row, I am hosting auditions for my 8th tabletop campaign, believe it or not, that is set to release sometime around the late spring or the early summer of 2021. If you're curious about some of the campaigns that I've done in the past, I've done 3 Dragon Age tabletop campaigns, 2 Mass Effect tabletop campaigns, a Pokemon tabletop campaign, and a Harry Potter tabletop campaign. So as you can see, a really big variety of genres and IPs. And so with this next campaign, I'm kind of mixing things up a little bit. So if you're like me, you appreciate a rich and engaging story, whether it comes from movies, whether it comes from books, TV shows, comic books, plays, theater, video games, tabletop RPGs, musicals, really anything and in between. Stories play a huge role in our culture, and I believe no matter who you are, to some degree you can appreciate a good story. Well, this campaign is all about stories of all types. This is going to be called the Athenaeum campaign, and Athenaeum, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a kind of a fancy word for library. So each PC, each player character in this campaign comes from a different genre of a book from a library. Any genre you can think of. And then throughout the adventure, the PCs will be jumping from book to book, i.e. a totally new genre from the one prior. So in one session, you may be in the comedy book with laugh tracks, slapsticks, and randomly thrown cream pies. And in the next session, you may be running from your life from some psycho killer in a scary horror mask. And in the next session, you may be teaching someone how to assemble a dining room table. So some genres that your character could represent could include Western, comedy, romance, mystery/noir, horror/thriller, superhero/comic book, Japanese manga, dystopian future, a musical playbill, a cookbook, a self-help or do-it-yourself book, children's books. I mean, there's just a huge breadth of possibilities, and hopefully this allows for way more creativity and way more freedom than all of my other past campaigns combined. The campaign's overall tone is meant to be lighter than many of my previous campaigns. It's not meant to be super deep. It's not meant to, take itself too seriously. Above all, the overall plot and themes are just meant to be pure fun. One thing that you need to know up front about me as a GM is that my campaigns are super story-driven and super character-driven. In fact, it is not unusual at all to go through several sessions without having a single scenario of combat. So if you're the kind of person who's really big into, fighting monsters and combat and getting loot and all that good stuff, this probably isn't the campaign for you. But if you are looking for a campaign that is very character-driven, if you're looking for one in which you enjoy being able to interact with different characters and forming bonds and meaningful relationships with them, and just exploring hopefully what's going to be a very interesting and rich set of worlds, plural, then this campaign just might be up your alley. In terms of when we probably would be playing, the times that I am available for playing typically is over the weekends, normally during the mornings or during the day, simply so that I can preserve my evenings free and devote that to my family. Also, Friday nights, Friday evenings after work, I tend to be free as well, but a lot of that, of course, is dependent on the players' time zones. So in the past, the time zones have never actually allowed us to play on Friday nights, but if it just so happens to align for this campaign, Friday is also a wonderful option for playing. Finally, the game system. The game system that we are going to be using for this campaign is the GURPS system. I'll have links to GURPS down below if you've never heard of it. It has been around for a while. And the reason why I specifically selected GURPS, because GURPS by design is able to accommodate like pretty much the entire breadth of genres, like whether it's fantasy, whether it's sci-fi, everything in between. It pretty much is flexible enough to cover anything you can virtually imagine. And so I thought that, in a campaign where you're jumping from one world to another, one genre to another, GURPS seemed like the best option. So as you can see, there's a lot of things that I'm really excited about for this campaign. So if that concept sounds really appealing for you, let's talk about the requirements for auditioning for this campaign. So first of all, you must be 18 years of age or older, please. Anyone who is not in my current Dragon Age Ascension campaign may audition. If you audition, keep in mind that if you are selected to participate in the game, that it is asking you for a year-long commitment starting around May, June timeframe, and possibly slightly more, since, in case you haven't heard, we are expecting, knock on wood, baby number 2 coming around near the end of this year. You must have a flexible or predictable schedule. And by predictable schedule, I mean if you have a job, for example, and it's the kind of job where your boss can call you up on the day before and say, hey, I really need you to come in tomorrow. That unfortunately is not super conducive to a campaign like this, because keep in mind that, we're working with a lot of different people from around the world, possibly in different time zones. So scheduling these sessions, are very crucial and critical. And if, you're in a situation where you need to bail at the last minute or the day before and say, I'm sorry, I can't make it to the game. If that happens like once in a while, it's okay. But if it's like a reoccurring thing, it's very challenging, not only to me, but also to the other players as well. And it's not fair for the players, if you have to, be absent unexpectedly throughout the campaign. So please, please, please make sure that you at least have a predictable schedule, if not a flexible schedule. You must have a webcam and a reliable internet connection. As I said before, my campaigns are very story heavy and very character driven. And because of that, being able to have that face-to-face interaction with the help of a webcam is very crucial and very important to be able to, play off of each other and role play with each other in character. So that's the main reason why, I really want to make it a requirement for you to have a webcam and a reliable internet connection. Also, no previous RP experience or role-playing experience is required. Some of my favorite players in the past are people who, have always wanted to play tabletop role-playing games and just never had the opportunity to play. And then they finally, give it a try. And like, it's super, super amazing to just watch them experience all of this for the very first time. So definitely do not let the lack of experience stop you from auditioning. You've heard about the campaign itself and what it's about. You've heard about the eligibility requirements. Let's talk about the audition process itself. So what I would like for you to do, if you're interested, is to submit a 5-minute or less, please keep it 5-minute or less, video that briefly introduces yourself as a player, and then pitch your character concept, including what their book genre is. All of the PCs and their books must be original ideas. So for example, you can't say that you're a character from Sailor Moon, but you're welcome to create a character from a made-up book or manga that is inspired by the Sailor Moon franchise. Because this campaign is the broadest and most flexible campaign setting to date, you may optionally audition up to 3 character concepts total. And the character concepts may be from totally different genres as well. Just keep in mind that if you do audition with more than one character concept, please keep the overall audition video to be 10 minutes or less. Once you've created your audition video and posted it publicly on your YouTube channel, post a comment on this announcement video's comment section below, informing me that your audition is available on your channel. And again, I do want you to please post it publicly because I want other people to be able to see your audition and possibly provide some feedback. Keep in mind that YouTube, it's spotty. It doesn't always notify me when somebody posts comments in my videos. So do me a favor, if you do end up posting, your audition in the comments below, if I don't reply to that comment within, say, 3 days, 2 or 3 days, that probably means I didn't see your comment. And so just try to post, another comment, and hopefully, eventually I'll notice it. But yeah, I will try to always comment on your comment to confirm that yes, I did indeed see that you have an audition on your channel. You are allowed to make obvious knockoffs of real life characters. So for example, you could, make a character called Herlock Sholmes. I personally would find that kind of amusing. And just to give you guys a tip, for this series in particular, I am looking for originality. So I would highly recommend, I'm not saying that you can't audition with these kind of characters, but I would highly recommend that you shy away from characters that could easily fit in genres that are already represented in my past campaigns. So for example, I would shy away from the warrior, mage, rogue, D&D characters because, that falls into a category that is super similar to my Dragon Age campaigns. I would also shy away from space sci-fi characters because, again, that is super similar to my Mass Effect campaign. I'm basically trying to use this campaign to take advantage of covering some of the other genres and some of the other world styles, world traits that are very different from those of my previous campaigns. So I encourage you to take advantage of that as much as possible. All auditions must be in by Friday, April 16th, 2021. So that gives you guys more than a month to post your audition videos. After April 16th, 2021, I will begin selecting my top 10 maybe. It really changes from year to year, but roughly pick the top 10 players that I feel would like to explore more with. And at that point, I will schedule recording interviews with those people. And those interviews will be divided up into 2 separate parts. The first half will be about getting to know you more as a person and as a player. And then the second part will have you actually role-playing your character, not necessarily with me, but maybe with some of the alumni players who have played in my previous campaigns. That's been a very popular thing that we started including in our auditions over the last few years, and I definitely think that it'd be awesome to do again this year. It's definitely super fun and a great way for people who were in your shoes, people who have been in your position before, to kind of help mentor you and support you throughout this whole audition process. And one more tip, if you haven't already, please don't forget to join our Discord server. My Discord server is always super fun, especially during audition time, because all the auditioneers, are meeting each other. A lot of them have been able to build a lot of, valuable friendships through this community. And, it's just a great place for people to just get excited and motivate each other and encourage each other and support each other. So if you haven't already joined the Discord server, I will post a link, a Discord invite link in the description below. And if you click that, you should be able to join our Discord server that way. So I hope that's all the information that you need. I hope you guys are excited for this campaign, whether you audition for it or whether you just end up watching it as a viewer. I know I am super excited for this concept, and I just feel like there are so many different directions and so many ways you can go about this, which I feel would give an infinite number of possibilities in terms of storytelling. And I'm just really excited to see what you guys come up with. So if you have any other questions, please ask them in the comments below, and I will try to respond to you as soon as I am able. And yeah, thanks so much, guys, for watching. And until next time, everybody, love yourselves and love each other.